Well, it was ugly, it was emotional, it was physical, but above all, it was typical AFC North style football where the team that comes away with the least amount of mistakes and the team that outslugs the other team comes out as the winner. And that's why this division is the ghetto of the NFL, baby. What is going on, everybody? I am Mac, and I am back. Technically, it's a Tuesday morning, so good Tuesday morning to everybody here. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, link in the box below. Steelers, you proved me wrong for this week. Thank you. Thank you for picking up this dub and making me look like a fool in that pregame that I put out the other day. Because that's the one time that I want to be wrong in my life, is when I have doubts about the Steelers. We get it done 26-22 over the Cleveland Browns. So before I dive into this video, a couple of things. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to my stream. I had a blast doing it. It was my first live reaction play-by-play that I'd done in almost 2 years, since I had to build my channel up from the ground foundation pretty much all over again. So thank you all so much for it. There's that. And secondly, Browns fans, I'm really sorry about Nick Chubb. That was a terrible injury that he had. It looks like I think it's a broken leg. I heard from the chat a couple of times that it was a broken leg. But, you know, I'm not a doctor or anything. We'll hear more of the extent about it, but there's no doubt about it. He's most likely gonna miss the rest of the season. Just basing it off on how it looked. But yeah, man, that really stinks. You know, I do not like the Browns whatsoever, but I was always a big Nick Chubb fan. He's the only guy on your team that I really like, and it just sucks to see him go down like that, especially with an injury that he had. So, you know, big props to the Steeler fans at Heinz tonight who were chanting Chubb when he was being helped onto the cart. So, yeah, you know, that's why we have one of the best fan bases in the NFL. You know, we're classy. We can appreciate greatness no matter who's on the other side of the field for us. And I am definitely one of those people. So, Nick Chubb, get better, brother. And hopefully you can come back stronger and better than before. Just not against us, you know, knock on wood, hopefully. But yeah, Nick Chubb, get better, dude, okay? So now that I got that out of the way, tonight was not a dominant win by the Steelers, but it was a win that we absolutely needed badly, considering that the Bengals dropped to 0-2, and they're now 0-2 in the division, with a loss to the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. So at least if we did lose tonight's game, it wouldn't be as bad, because technically the Bengals would be sole possession for last because they would have a worse division record with us. But this was a win that we absolutely needed badly. So I'm going to start with the bad for this game. You look at the final score, it was 26-22, and you think, well, you know, it's just a typical mid-scoring game, you know, teams trading leads left and right. You're kind of right, but there's more to it than that. A lot of that had to do with the fact that the Steelers did just not play perfect tonight, to put it lightly. There was a lot of stupid stuff that we did in this game tonight, and honestly, I am shocked that it didn't put us in a deeper hole. Right off the bat, when you know, we had the ball for the first time, Gunnar Olszewski, who had to go to the locker room for this game, I don't know the extent of it, and Minka had to be ruled out for the rest of this game as well. I'm going to get more into that in a little bit, but Gunnar Olszewski, why don't you just let the kickoff go out of bounds? Because it would have put us in better field position, and we could have possibly gotten, you know, an offensive touchdown out of that. And I say offensive touchdown because we only scored 12 points on offense tonight. The other 14 came from the defense, one of them being from TJ Watt, who's in the thumbnail in this video. Amazing night for TJ Watt, who is now the all-time sack leader officially for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had a ball game tonight, man. He had like 4 hits on Deshaun Watson tonight, roughed him up all night tonight, and he had 2 bags on him tonight. He has 5 sacks on the season, and he now has 81.5 sacks in his career, passing James Harrison officially. So, I mean, that right there, and then the pick 6, the very first play of the game, where it was off the fingertips of Njoku, I think. Minka had it for a second, but then Alex Highsmith came down with it and took it to the house for a pick 6. 9 seconds into the game, the Steelers are ahead 7-0. So 14 of our points came from defense tonight, and the rest of it came from the offense, which I have mixed feelings on tonight. But yeah, Gunner, like I was saying before, just let the kickoff go out of bounds, bro. It's going to put us at the 40-yard line. So that's something I didn't like. More bad play calling on Matt Canada's part tonight. And the 2 in particular that really stood out for me in tonight's game. There were a lot of terrible play calls tonight, okay? And the fact that this bald-headed dingus is still going to be our offensive coordinator for the rest of the season is just sickening to me, okay? You saw it in my stream. You saw how disgusted I was with the play calling because the play calling did their best to lose us this game tonight, okay? But the 2 play calls that really did it for me tonight. It's 3rd and 2, and you're trying to get, actually 3 now that I think about it. They're almost in the same situation. They're pretty much all in the same situation. First one is 3rd and 2. You have a guy in the backfield who is undrafted and is lighting it up in the backfield in Jaylen Warren. What did you take him for if you don't think he can pick up 2 yards to get a first down? And you decide to go, actually 4 now that I think about it. Okay? I know, it's coming back to me. I had to think about it. Just give Jaylen the ball, man. So we fail to convert a 3rd down. Then, on 3rd and 16, you call for a check down to Jaylen Warren on 3rd and 16. That's not what I mean by utilizing Jaylen Warren. Because when we were running the ball with Jaylen Warren, we were getting some good chunks of yards with Jaylen Warren when we started using him. You horribly misused the misdirections with Calvin Austin once again. He had -2 yards rushing tonight. And then another one came in the first quarter where Kenny Pickett, I have mixed feelings about him tonight. Okay? I like Kenny Pickett. I want to believe he's the guy. But Kenny Pickett made some very poor decisions again tonight. That touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson, beautiful. Johnson ran a great route on top of that. It was just a very good ball placement right there across midfield. Ran a great slant across midfield. Kenny Pickett didn't miss him, and he took it 72 yards for a score. Bravo on Kenny Pickett right there. But I'm afraid that's pretty much where the positivity ends with Kenny Pickett for tonight's game. Kenny Pickett, again, more poor decisions. Like in the first quarter on that 3rd and 2 that I was talking about. You can say it's a bad play call by Matt Canada. I don't disagree with you. It was a bad play call. You have to be aggressive, pick up the first down, run the ball, pick up short yards on 3rd and 2. But at the same time, Kenny Pickett cannot force a pass into double coverage. I know Deontay Johnson makes amazing plays when there's multiple guys up on him, but here's the thing. Defenses are picking up on that, so they're putting 2, maybe even 3 guys on Deontay Johnson, not Deontay Johnson, I'm sorry, he didn't even play tonight. George Pickens is who I'm thinking about. We know George Pickens can make amazing plays in double man coverage. but defenses are picking up on that because they know to heavily guard 14. All right? You cannot make a throw like that. The Browns saw it. They were ready for it. Easy interception. Thank God the Browns didn't capitalize on it because they missed the field goal. But you just cannot make a throw like that. That was the only interception Kenny Pickett had tonight. He has 3 interceptions early in the season, and he should have had another one tonight. To begin the second half, Kenny Pickett is rolling to his right, and he's staring down Pickens the entire time. And the Browns have 3 guys up on him, and instead of running out of bounds or throwing the ball out of bounds, at that point, that's what you have to do. You have to be smart and careful with the ball. Instead, he tries to force it into that same situation again. The Browns dropped an interception. And he's very lucky that they did drop it. Kenny Pickett again, missing guys wide open. Like he missed Calvin Austin open on a huge route again. He was staring down receivers again. He was running for negative yards again. You would have thought Kenny Pickett got sacked like 6 times tonight, but he only got sacked twice. The offensive line tonight, terrible. Terrible job by the offensive line tonight. Bad blocking altogether. Jaylen Warren missed a huge block in the third quarter that led to a big sack on Kenny Pickett. I mean, the O-line just did an awful job tonight. No doubt about that. They did not give Kenny Pickett any room to make any plays. But again, you have to put blame on the quarterback. And that's why I get on Kenny Pickett. Because of poor decisions, bad reads, throwing behind receivers, missing guys open. Okay? If I'm going to, like I said last week, if I'm going to give Kenny Pickett all the credit and I'm going to praise him for the good stuff that he does, I am certainly going to condemn him when he makes mistakes. And unfortunately, that long touchdown pass to George Pickens, unfortunately, that's where the positivity ends with him tonight. George Pickens tonight, amazing game. Probably, by far the best game that I've seen him have. He was running great routes. He was getting big chunks of yards when he was being targeted. I know he only had 4 catches on 10 targets tonight. But again, a lot of that has to do with execution. A lot of that has to do with Kenny Pickett's bad throws. But George Pickens, I can't complain enough. I can't complain too much about him. A great night for George Pickens. So, that's it with the offense. I got mixed feelings about it because on one hand, the play calling again, trash. Matt Canada should be just left on the North Shore. Not even an Uber. He shouldn't even have the decency to have an Uber pick him up and take him home. He should just be living homeless on the North Shore. The O-line was terrible again. And just more bad decisions and bad reads by Kenny Pickett. Let's talk about the defense because I already talked about TJ Watt. He lit it up tonight. Alex Highsmith balled out tonight as well. But this rush defense, man, how many tackles did this rush defense miss tonight? Aside from Landon Roberts making a couple of good plays and DeMarvin Leal making a couple of good plays, and Quan Alexander finally making some plays, this rush defense missed so many tackles tonight. They let Cleveland's second and third string running backs, when Nick Chubb was taken out of the game, gash us. One of them for almost a 70-yard touchdown run by Ford. Thankfully, he was short of the goal line, but it didn't matter. The Browns still got the touchdown the next play, or a couple plays after at very least. This rush defense needs a lot of work, man. I know that we had injuries coming in this game, okay? Those are facts. But here's the thing. You draft Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin. You're high on him to be a good nose tackle, a good run stopper. Keanu Benton was a non-factor tonight. Okay? Nick Herbig, he made a couple of plays tonight. but no one could make a tackle. Even Deshaun Watson at times was slippery. Deshaun Watson used his legs tonight. And that's where it leads into the pass rush. The pass rush was phenomenal tonight. We sacked Watson 6 times tonight. One of them on an outstanding corner blitz by Elijah Riley, which is where I like to see the aggression come in. That's just great man blitzing coming in under the 2-minute warning when you're trying to wrap up a game. But altogether, I mean, the tackling was just so bad tonight. And the coup de grace of it came from Patrick Peterson. Called out his name several times tonight for all the wrong reasons. Constantly missing tackles. Constantly getting beat. Constantly just not making a play. Same with Levi Wallace. He dropped an easy interception. Everything on the defense outside of the pass rush was so bad tonight. And like I said, I am amazed that the Browns weren't able to cash in. It was one of those games to where the team, that, like I said, to where the team that makes the least amount of mistakes comes out and wins. Or doesn't lose, I should say. But the Steelers, I mean, we're not innocent of that either. We had a lot of mental gaffes that probably should have cost us the game. Everything, like I said, with Gunnar Olszewski not letting the kickoff go out of bounds. Kenny Pickett's, very poor decisions tonight. The bad execution by Najee Harris. And I'm sorry, Najee. I'm done with you. I really am. Yeah, he had a couple of good gashes through the middle. He had a couple of big plays tonight. But a couple of big plays doesn't change my mind about him. Najee, I'm done. It's over. Okay? I don't know who's going to take you because running backs don't have very big shelf lives in the NFL nowadays. But I'm telling you, if I'm GM of the Steelers, I'd sit down with you and be like, I'm sorry, bro, I'm not giving you a 5th year. We're going to let you finish up your rookie year, and you're going to have to earn a 5th year. You're going to have to play your heart out for not only the rest of this season, but your 4th season as well. I would not give this guy a 5th year. I'm done with Najee. Najee constantly dancing around, missing holes. The very bad offensive line play, the very bad blocking on the O-line tonight. And Chooks is trash as well. 2 false starts on Chooks tonight. The less said about him, the better. Patrick Peterson constantly getting beat. Levi Wallace getting beat and dropping that pick. And then Mike Tomlin absolutely wasting a challenge on a completed pass to Amari Cooper, I think it was, where he clearly had 2 feet down in bounds, and he still challenges it. Why on earth would you challenge that? You saw the replay like 4 times, and you still challenge it. It cost us a timeout. Thank God it didn't affect us at all in the grand scheme of things, but it's a stupid challenge. I cannot believe he challenged that. That right there pissed me off more than anything in this game. More than anything. I mean, 17 years in the league, dude. You've been our head coach 17 years, and you still don't know how to challenge. And the funny thing is, he actually had a very good challenge early on in the game where he challenged Nick Chubb's first down when the ball was punched out before he crossed the line to convert the first down, and we recovered the fumble. So you'd think he'd learn from that, but nope, he goes right back to that. Why would you challenge that and waste a timeout? But yeah, man, regardless, with all the crap that we did wrong tonight, we still come out with a win. But that's the thing. You can't constantly rely on the other team to continuously make bad decisions and gift wrap you a win. Because that's what tonight was. Like I said, I'll take the win. I'm happy we got the job done. We're not 0-2. But I expect better out of this team, especially when you had an extra day to rest. Essentially a mini bye week. and you make all these mistakes because the Browns, well, they browned the game, okay? But regardless, we're 1-1. I want to see more. I don't think I have to say this at all when I say I want to see more disciplined football in Vegas next Sunday night, because that's a massive understatement. But guys, you can't keep making these mistakes. You just can't. Josh Jacobs had a terrible game Sunday, and with the way this rush defense is still failing to make tackles, I don't know if it's going to replicate a second negative 2-yard rushing game for Josh Jacobs. But regardless, I'll take the win. I'm happy we won, but I'm just not pumping my chest about it. So we'll just see down the road, man. I'll still do my reaction for the game. I'll still have, another take probably later tonight, technically. But we get the job done, 26-22. Something I forgot to mention, Minkah Fitzpatrick, I said, I don't know the status of Minkah, but that's the last guy on our defense that we can afford to lose, is Minkah. So we'll just see how it goes, man. 26-22, we get the job done over the Cleveland Browns once again in Pittsburgh. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Mac, checking on out for the night. Have a good one, everybody.